Now I don't know about you, but two of my favourite moments are that evening twilight zone, in between when you close your eyes and when you fall asleep, and just for a moment go into a beautiful trance-like state. And in the same way, if you're anything like me, you may even instantly go into a very deep trance and not even notice that you're unaware of your surroundings or your even slow breathing, how your muscles are more smooth and relaxed. And at the same time, as you go into that deep trance-like state, it's so interesting how sometimes you can be conscious of ideas floating in and out of your mind. Maybe problems, maybe memories, maybe shades of grey or healing colours, perhaps shades of pink or deep purple or amethyst or orange floating inside like sparkling lights or balloons. And perhaps some colours can be closer and some more distant in time, and that's okay. And different things can float like ships without sails, and they can be emotionless or dissolve like a melting pot of coloured solutions, separating and blending. And perhaps you can find yourself floating back to a particular time or place, and memories can fade in and out of your consciousness like coloured solutions and ideas swirling around in a way that somehow are familiar and can flow smoothly and steadily as beautiful shades of pink or blue or purple intermingle as you watch and let it happen. And perhaps a familiar feeling of numbness can give you absence of pain, and you can be in control. And it's interesting how sometimes a child can act in a very entrancing way that can make you cry with happiness if you want to. And because you can control your crying, perhaps you can control your emotions. And like so many famous successful people, it can be possible to have an obsession that can be directed or redirected and can allow you to flow forward to achieve your goals and leave troubled waters in the past. Now that reminds me of a man who had persistent migraine headaches related to an unknown cause, who complained that something doesn't feel right inside. He felt his body was misbehaving and he didn't know how to control it at a conscious level. He started talking about how he was redoing his plumbing at home, doing it himself, the whole lot. Incoming pipes, outlet pipes, internal pipes, and he rambled on and on about pulling pipes apart and putting them back together again, recycling old pipes and reconnecting them somewhere else where they can be useful. And so his therapist said, there are so many useful ways to fix up your internals. And because you've been doing it for years, you're aware of quite a few ways you can fix up your internals. And there are probably a few more ideas stored in your unconscious mind that you've forgotten about, that you can also use to fix things up yourself. Then his therapist asked, I wonder if you can visualize smoothly adjusting a faucet or a tap to create and maintain an even pressure on your internal system to protect your pipes from surges of pressure. And the man thought about that for quite some time. And after 1 month, he reported that his headaches had eased considerably. And that reminds me of a story of a man who suffered from an uncontrollable emotional surge of fear at just the thought that you can be in an elevator. And one day he met a friend in the lobby of a building. Now when the elevator doors opened, the man was stunned to see a couple in a very passionate embrace. And the man's friend, unaware of his fear, led him into the elevator. The courting couple continued to occupy his attention until the 5th floor, where the two men got out. And the man said, "How did I get here?" And his friend said, "Why, by the elevator." And the man said to himself, "You can lose your fear." And sometimes taking it steady can get a tortoise to a destination faster than a speeding hare. And perhaps as you continue to think about that, you can allow some time for ideas and healing colours and floating solutions to permeate your internal system, smoothly creating adjustments to create and maintain an even pressure on your internal system to protect your internals from surges of pressure. And perhaps that thought can remain for quite some time, and perhaps even permanently. And I wonder if you can allow your mind to become aware of all the peaceful emotions of a relaxing situation, like being alone in a special garden without a care, and feel the sun and breeze on your skin and all the fragrances of nature in the air. Or you can feel like you're back on holiday, getting away somewhere, in the country, or by the sea, or somewhere else very relaxing, long ago. Perhaps watch the cows grazing, or smell the salt in the air, feel the breeze and the sun on your skin, hear the birds singing, or just allow yourself to be absorbed by nature. And perhaps you can allow your mind to be reminded of all your peaceful emotions, and watch perfect waves of days rolling in. And I wonder if in your mind you can take off your shoes and feel your toes heal on the warm sand. And I wonder if that memory, or some other beautiful memory that you can have, can feel so strong that it can feel like it can last forever. And I wonder if you can have or be aware of a memory of a wonderful day or a beautiful moment that can bring a steady stream of positive energy and positive emotion into your life. And a teacher can say to a child, you can allow your conscious mind to take responsibility for positive voluntary behaviour and not blame another part for creating an involuntary tendency. Or you can divide your positive achievement into parts and you can share the responsibility. And when you think about all the wonderful and useful and valuable and impressive things that, with your strengths, you have achieved and accepted and understood for yourself and others, things that you wanted to do, or needed to do, or loved to do, I wonder if you can feel so constantly needed, desired, loved, be understood, accepted, useful, valued, strong and impressive. And you can feel that way about yourself. And you deserve to have the confidence to be yourself and the expectation that others will accept you as you are, and the empathy to understand and accept others as they are, and the maturity to relate to others positively. And you deserve to believe in your own abilities and worth. Everyone deserves at least that. Now perhaps you have an affirmation that gives you permission to achieve what you want. If you haven't, a favourite that I've heard is, today can be even better than yesterday, and tomorrow can be even better than today. Another is, I now deserve a steady stream of good, and I allow good experiences to flow steadily into my life. Perhaps you can create another one to suit your particular needs, or perhaps you like one of those for its fundamental truth and the power it gives you to heal and return to normal health when you say it in your sleep each night. And you can find that today can be even better than yesterday, and tomorrow can be even better than today. And you now deserve a steady stream of good, and you can allow good experiences to flow steadily into your life. And many beautiful moments can join together. And perhaps you'd like to follow that thought with a moment of quiet thinking, whenever you can, about your many achievements and about what you'd like to achieve. And perhaps those thoughts and moods and emotions can remain steadfast for quite some time and can create constant positive belief in your own abilities and worth and the confidence to be yourself and the maturity to relate to others positively and the empathy to understand and accept others as they are, and the expectation that others will accept you, and perhaps even permanently. And because just closing your eyes or saying an affirmation can relax and steady you so beautifully, you can be reminded of this very relaxing feeling in the future when it suits you, and you can recreate this relaxing experience to steadily achieve what you'd like to achieve. And it can be very interesting to wonder how quickly those thoughts will be realized as you slowly and calmly become comfortably conscious of your physical surroundings.